about UGC initiative about plagiarism. Now we have another speaker, Mr. Prahlad Jadhav, Senior Manager, Library, Khaitan and Company. He has 17 years experience. Uh, he is recipient of so many awards. Now I request Mr. Prahlad Jadhav to come forward and enlighten us with his thoughts on smart tools for teaching and learning. Dr. Prahlad.
Sure. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, Prabhat ji, for giving me the opportunity. Thank you so much, Phatak ji, Sandeep Phatak sir,
Yes.
for all your supports. Good evening to one and all. Good evening to my friend Seema Divedi. She's my batchmate. There are a couple of friends who is in the audience. Rushali is there, if I'm not wrong. Dr. Shri Ram was there. So with your blessings, with your supports, I'm going to start this session. So today's session is talking about the smart tools for teaching and learning. How much time I have, Dr. Sandeep? 40 minutes?
Yes, sir. 45 minutes. Yeah, please go ahead, sir. 45 minutes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yes.
So we will start with what are the technology, why we are talking about the technology, and that is in the teaching and learning. So we know the days where, in the ancient days, how teachers are teaching us. You also know the example of Karna. He was taking lessons from his guru without knowing it. So at that time, he asked, give me your thumb, and he had given. So that situation and this situation is totally different. That time, teachers are very particular. They are giving a lot of GANs and everything. But the scenario had changed. And with the help of technology, we are changing. See the effect of technology. See the effect of technology. Someone is using what? The 3 crores are using the wire to hold, but the another one is using Wi-Fi. This is called technology. This is, my dear friend, this is called technology. So we'll just check what I have in my kitty bag for you. I want to tell you about the ICT. Many of us, ICT means information communication technology. But I want to repeat that. What? Innovate, connect, and transfer. For me, innovate, connect, and transfer. In teaching domain, 3 important components are there. For me, teachers. Another important component is the students, their evaluations, and another important component is ICT. I had converted that information communication technology to innovate, connect, transform. So how we are going to do it? For me, in this COVID period, not in this COVID period, someone had clearly mentioned that content is the new resource of this economy. Yes, my dear friend, content is the new king. Content is the king. If you have a good content, then definitely there will be a buyer for that. Then definitely there will be a viewer for that. Definitely there will be a user for that. As already Ranganathan sir had informed you, told us through his 5 laws of library side. Right information to the right user. Right information means right content to the right user. That is the importance of content. That is the importance of content. We'll go ahead. See, very simple calculation. Teacher plus content equal to students. Very simple calculation. It is a very simple calculation from any domain. Teacher plus content equal to students. So this is the way technology, content, and teacher are combining together and giving their fruitful knowledge to the student. Their fruitful knowledge to the student. I will check what is the next with us. My objective from this talk. What is my objective? I have to inform you what are the free available ICT tools are there, MHRD resources are there, what are the other I can say other tools, what are the data storage tools, and I will try to give you also a hands-on training on any one of the virtual lecture if possible, if time promotes. And also important in COVID, in Corona period, that you should promote your pre and post promotion of your talk. Then only it will get weightage. From last 2 to 3 days, I am checking on the WhatsApp. There is a lot of promotion about this talk. So I'm really happy the way Association of Madhya Pradesh is working. I'm really happy for that. They are working very hard for that. So what is next with us? See, there is 2 tools, screw and screwdriver. Before they meet each other, there is no purpose. But when they meet together, then only the purpose of that, both of them purpose is come out. So that is the important. That is the important. The tool should be there, content should be there, it should mix together, and then it should reach to the student. So that is the important, my dear friends. Then only it will make some purpose. So you should be a smart teacher. You should be a smart teacher, like that dog. I'm telling you, all the intelligence unit in India, in the world, they had dog squad with them because they know they are very smart in digging out the information, in digging out the proofs what they want. So like that, you should be very smart in terms of content creating, in terms of content delivering. Then only teacher domain can can compete in this competitive, in this information, in this data explosion world. So next, why I am talking all this here? Why technology? Why content? Why student? Why teachers? Because I want to tell you, that e-content teachers are important, and there are two important stakeholders. Who are they? First one is teachers. Yes, if they are working on their content, they can reduce. If they are working on their content, they can reduce their actual timing and hard work. One teacher can teach unlimited students. See the best example of today's session. 140 students audience are there in this session. I am unable to get it, but by efforts of Sandeep sir, I got it. So this is the effect of virtual learning. Then additional income can be generated. And of course, for teaching domain, it is very important as API is there. According to UGC, there is a API is there. Then institute, as per NAC, you have to create e-content for the LMS, Learning Management System. And e-content is the soul of LMS. If teachers create e-content, college can implement LMS easily. So what I have with my kitty bag for you. E-content can be produced in two ways. First one is traditional and the second one is smart. Earlier days, very earlier days, someone have to call to record my video, but now it is very easy and it can be termed as a smart AV production. Earlier process called as traditional AV processes, and today's process called as smart AV process. So we'll check how, why I'm talking smart. Why? Because everyone had their weapon in their hand. Not only students, even teachers had. Everyone had the smartphone in their hand. So with the help of smartphone, you can make changes, you can make amendments, you can make lecture deliver virtually. So this weapon, please use it for your benefit. Don't use it for other purpose, but use it for your benefit purpose. So what is the next? Yes, to create the e-content, to deliver the e-content, there are two basic requirements is there. This is the online platform. I will tell you about the offline also. If you have PPT in your smartphone, it is very good. And the second option is screen recorder. Okay. All smartphones have the PPT. All smartphones have the inbuilt screen recorder. Then also I will request you should download DU Recorder, which is available on Google Chrome. And it is very easy to use. That's why I'm asking you. So in this way, you can create the PPT, you can record your screen, and you can upload that video on the YouTube, Facebook, social media platform to deliver your e-content. So, before delivering the e-content, you have to collect the contents to create the e-content. So what are the tools you can use? What are the tools? Earlier, you are giving the knowledge, but nowadays, Google Guru is there. What type of tools Google provide you? Google Search, Google Advanced Search, Google News, Google Alert, Google Customized Search, Google Translation, Google Image and Reverse Search, Google Drive Form, and Google Books and Scholar, which is very important tools for the teaching domain. So before going to the Google, I want to highlight you. The web is divided into three parts: surface web, deep web, dark web. Surface web is it's just 7%. Surface web is just 7%. The information which is available on the Google, on any other search engine, that is called surface web. The deep web, the information which is available on the firewall, without login you can't get, that is called deep web, and they are 90%. But the information which is available in 3%, that is called dark web, which can be used for a criminal activity, which can be used for a higher level of defense strategy. So it is very much codified. But as a normal person, you and me, we are only experiencing surface and deep web. So now we go to the one by one to the Google tools. Why I am talking about the Google tool in this technology session? Why I am talking about the Google tool? As you are already aware with the Google. Google is important. Why? If a student wants something, they could go to Google. If faculty wants something, they go to the Google. If researcher wants something, they go to the Google. If my kids want something, they go to the Google. If my wife wants new recipe, she go to the Google. That's why Google is very much important. See, Google can be a supplement to your tools. So please use Google as a supplement tool to you. What next? Yes, the 5 strategies. The 5 search strategies. I am considering myself as a search strategy for the information retrieval. So in that 5 search strategies, a simple keyword. Quoted Digital Library of India, quoted complete. This is called simple keyword. Then Boolean logic operator. Since certificate course in library science, master degree, bachelor degree, we all thought this. How to use Boolean logic operator to connect 2 different keywords, to separate 2 different keywords, to group 2, 3, 4 different keywords. So this is called Boolean logic operator. What are they? And or not. That is called and or not. So this is you can use very efficiently. So the next one from the Google is group term. See how I am using the Boolean logic operator and group term. Residence or home or housing. This is my first phrase. And the second phrase is and elderly or age. So here, what I want to say, you should narrow down your search strategy from broader level to narrower. So in this way, you can make your search strategy narrowing. Even in the Google, you can search for a specific type of document. .pdf, .ppt, .doc. So it will be easy to search for you for a presentation, for a PDF, for a Word document. So what's next? Next is, whenever you are searching something on the Google, you will get 2 types of search. What are they? First one is paid, second is an organic. Don't go for the paid because they are the advertiser. Who are they? They are the advertiser. This is your real assets. Whenever you are searching something, try to locate in this area. This is called organic. This appear because of your keyword. This appear because of Google indexing. So most of the time you should concentrate on this, and this is really useful for you. So what next Google have for you? Yes, my dear friend, Google is just thinking like a man. For example, if I'm making today some recipe in my kitchen with my wife, some other person also tell me, you can also make that recipe in that way also. So that is called similar. So whenever you are searching something on the Google, Google will give you an option. My dear friend, you are asking this information. According to your keyword, these are the real feed. But my suggestion is that you should also go to the similar and check what content is similar available to your keyword. And it is available where? See, drop down menu, just click, similar option is there. Okay, now the cache memory. What is cache memory? Many times whenever our mobile is full, that time they ask us, please delete some cache memory. The same thing, if Googles are not getting hit on the keywords, then that information will be shifted from active memory to the cache memory. But Google, whenever you find that information is required by that person, that time they will recommend you, please go and check cache memory also. There is something hidden in there. So this is the smart feature, sir. It will not available on the home page. It will available internally, hiddenly, and you should know how to pull it out. You should know how to pull it out. So what next we have? See, Google is trying to give you best. He is just observing. He's putting users is putting keywords or PDF. He had come up with the advanced page option. What is the advanced page? In a single click, you can find everything. In a single click, you can find everything. Just like this. When it was updated, it will give you options. You can search the domain .edu, .com, .nic.in, .pib.links. So it will, according to domain, you can search. Then according to document, PPT, PDF, doc, or even you can search if that content is copyright or if that content is freely. So in this way, Google is helping you with the help of advanced search. So what next? My dear friends, don't depend that much also on the Google. I once went for a Google to ask for medical advice. I had gone from mild headache to clinical need in 3 clicks. So please apply your mind. Whenever you are using the Google, please apply your mind. So what's the next with us? Current information. As we are the librarians, we are most of the time we are looking for current information, current news. So definitely Google is helping you. What tools Google is providing you? Yes, Google News and Google Alerts. The another tool which is very important, not from Google, but it is from domain, that is called News Aggregator. So what is Google News? This is Google News. Go to the Google, type Google News. You will get all the information which is published in the news industry within a fraction of a second. See the example. I want one information which was published in Business Standard 26 June 2019, page number 6. And I just type business in education in business. On my first hit, I got it. It means what? It is very easy to search current information, current news with the help of Google News. M.J. Anthony, very much famous author, editor of Business Standard. He always write on the education and legal domain, and many times articles do lot of quality contents. So I am using that Google News. So what is my approach in terms of getting current news? First, I go to the Google. If my luck is not with me, then I go to the google.com. Again, if I fail there, then I go to the e-paper of that paper. Why I am talking of e-paper? Because there is the importance of e-paper, no newspaper. My dear friends, I am reading 18 newspaper daily. 18 newspaper daily to update myself, to update my bread and butter owner, and to update my last professional. So what are these? Print newspaper, e-paper, and online paper. Print newspaper and e-paper, they are both same. The content which is available in newspaper, print, the same will be available in the e-paper. So how to access e-paper? Some are free, some are registration based, some are subscription based. The Hindu is the subscription based. The Financial Times is the subscription based. Then what is the format? E-paper format is JPG, PDF, and text. Okay. Then why you're talking about online newspaper? Suppose I am the editor of the Times of India. I got an information. I got a news early in the morning, 4 o'clock, and I want to publish that. All print paper publications stop at 12 o'clock, and it went for a circulation. So at that moment, if I want something very urgently to publish, I will publish on my .com, online newspaper. Many times my MD called me, Prahlad, this is the news from the RBI. Can you give it to me? It is published in Times of India. So I search newspaper, print newspaper. I didn't find. I searched e-paper. I didn't find. Then I realized that he's talking maybe about the online newspaper. So it is our responsibility. We should know the resources where it can be published. So this is a very basic things from our profile. What next we have? Archive. Many times we require some backdated information for research purpose, for any purpose. Suppose if your institute facing some criminal charges, some legal charges, and they want some backdated information. So that time, Times of India had a very good archive, and I am a regular user of that. It had arranged very systematically, very particularly, year-wise, month-wise, date-wise, and I am a regular user of that, and I am a very big fan of that. Because of that Times of Archive, I had created my own archive in my office, institutional repository, on the basis of this, how they had organized. So next we have the news aggregator. We had covered Google News, now the news aggregator. What is the news aggregator? My dear friends, we are in the app-based world. Everything we want on the app. One click, there should be available all the things. And the same thing, news content, everyone wants before they get up from the bed. The news aggregator play an important role. And for me, it is playing the news daily hunt. It is playing the daily hunt app. It covers 14 languages, right? It gives you topic wise. It covers 397 newspapers. And earlier it was only classify ad, but now it become news aggregator. And I'm proud to say you that it is an Indian app which is dominating the world in terms of news aggregating. So I am using daily hunt. My dear friends, we are the librarians. We are the doctor of information professionals, right? So we have to be very careful. So if there is any fake news, we should be able to detect that. We should be able to validate the news. So with the help of Alt News, that is called Alt News app, I'm getting some negative feedback of that. Currently, I'm using Fact Hunt, another app which can be easily validate the news, whether it is original or false, whether it is correct or fake. So I am using Fact Hunt as a to check news validity. Okay, so there is a joke for you. Joke in between doctor and patient. Doctor, I have some bad news and some very bad news. The lab called with your test results. They said you have 24 hours to live. Patient, 24 hours, that's terrible. What is the very bad news? Doctor, I have been trying to reach you since yesterday. It means the current information should reach to the user at the right time. Otherwise, it will be Basi Eid for them. It should not be a Basi news or Basi Eid. It should be a current news only. So what next we have? Google Alerts. Another important tool from the Google Alerts. It will help you to create alerts. How you can create the alerts? Just go to the Google and just type Google Alert. It will give you this page. Here you put your keywords, use and or not, whatever you want to use, and create the alerts. Suppose you are thinking that your alert is not according to your keywords, you can edit it, you can change it. Suppose if you think your project is completed, your PhD is completed, then you can delete also. You can delete also. So this is the setup page of Google Alerts. See what are the options available in the Google Alerts. How often, which sources, .com, .nic, .edu, which language, which region, and deliver to where. I am telling you again, deliver to where. We are the information professionals. We should deliver to us first. We should filter that information. Then only give it to your principal, to your management. Otherwise, all junk mail will go to your management. They will short you. And don't inform that you are using the Google News, because अगर आप अपना tool ही बता देंगे उनको Google Alert, तो then आपकी value खत्म हो जाएगी. You have to be very particular. And this is the best example for me how I am getting alerts on my email ID. See, I am using Yahoo. Yes, I want to tell you, Google is not discriminating. You can take alerts on Yahoo. You can take alerts on Reddit. You can take alerts on any of the email. Even you can take alerts on the Outlook also. So this is the important features of Google Alert. See, there was a meteorological department in India. Many times they predict there will be heavy rain in Mumbai for 24 hours, aisa. But many times it fails. So your alerts should be proper, precise, up to mark. Then only it will get you value. Otherwise बोलेगा इसको कुछ काम नहीं, ये सिर्फ junk mail भेजता है हमको. So you have to be very careful in terms of sending alerts to your management people. So what next? Yes, now you can become a webmaster within 5 minutes. How? Just like Google, you can create your own custom search engine. How? Just go to the Google, type Google custom search engine. So you will get this page, right? Just put some name to your search engine here. For example, research. Make short description of your search engine here and language, and mention here resources. Suppose I am from teaching background, so I want all the news from the UGC website, AICT website, MBT, DTA, MHRD. So I will list it down here. Friends, don't type here www.ugc.ac.in because we are the typo error. We had just forget to type. So it is better to avoid that error. You just open that URL, copy that URL, and paste it here. And once you click on this next, your search engine is ready. So how much time? Within 4 to 5 minutes, you can create your customized search engine. Whenever you are going to search there, yeah. So you put your keywords and you have to search here. So this page will open.
Dr. Prahlad, I think please keep your mobile slightly away from your computer. Otherwise, it's fine. Yeah.
Okay. Right?
Yeah.
Audible?
Fine. Yeah. Please.
Okay, sorry for that. So this is the page. Means the customized search engine will search the listed sources only. It will not go to the www. In this case also, you are narrowing down from www to that 7 to 8 resources only. You can put their n number of resources according to your requirement. So you become webmaster. The next tool from the Google, that is called Google Translation. Yes, my dear friend, earlier I am spending 10,000, 12,000 on a translation service for my office purpose. German language, Japanese language, somewhat. So now I'm saving that. I'm only spending 1,500 to 2,000. Now I'm saving that document. 1,500 to 2,000 to put that document. It is not mobile, my mobile. I guess ADs. Okay, right. Okay. So with the help of Google Translation, you can translate document. But I would suggest you not only depend on the Google Translation, you should check, you should proofread with the help of subject expert, which I am doing for my office purpose. So before going ahead, if you don't check, you can become a Pappu. Pappu went to a doctor to get a solution for loose motion. Doctor, tell me what's your problem. Pappu had translated this session, this thing from one of the translation tool. Suffering from unlimited free outgoing with different ringtones. So my dear friend, you should don't become a Pappu. You should be very much clear about your translation app and tool. What next? Lot of images are using in the papers, in the presentation, in the lectures. So from where I get the images? Yes, my dear friend, another tool from the Google, that is called Google Images. It was introduced in July 12, 2001 due to demand from the users. So it's very useful. Just with the help of keyword, you can search thousands of images, millions of images. Okay. Just like fake news, there should be something fake images, right? 3 to 4 weeks back, this image was trending on the social media, and after 2 or 3 days, the Ratan Tata had came and declared that it is a fake news. So don't depend on this. So this is the thing. This is the thing. So how we can validate the image whether it is real or fake? We are. I had already told you we are the doctor of information profession. So we should know how to validate. So use Google Image. Click on this icon, camera. This option will open you. If you don't have the JPG of that image, just put the URL here. Just put the URL here and search. It will give you the original source of information where it is published. If that is not published anywhere, then it will not give you. Okay. Suppose you have an image. I had an image this. I saved on my desktop and then I uploaded here. And then I click on the search. What did I get? See, one of the famous actors from the film industry had mentioned this is the fake image, and even it is confirmed by the Tata. So this way you can validate the image also. So next, Google भी अजीब चीज है यारो. Google भी अजीब चीज है यारो. Why search कर रहा था? हंसी आ गई. तुरंत पूछ लिया. Do you mean केजरीवाल? I guess no one from the app in this audience. So just take it as a joke. We will go ahead. Yes. Another tool which can be useful for the teaching. Cloud. Why cloud? For storage, for applications, for database, for server. How you can use cloud? Private cloud, public cloud, and hybrid cloud. These types of services are there. The apps for using cloud computing. Mega, Amazon Drive, Box, Google Drive, Digo. Mega, it gives you 50 GB. Amazon Drive, it gives you 5 GB. Box, it gives you 10 GB, and Google Drive, it gives you 15 GB. But Digo gives you 100 GB. So you can use these apps for your cloud storage. And this is the Google Drive, which was introduced in 2012 April. And what you can do there, you can upload your folder, you can upload your file. Even on Google, on cloud, you can create the file, sheets, and slides. Even you can create your drawings, forms, map, and site also. But only 15 GB data is available. So many people ask why Google can't increase that space. So they have come up with a feature called Google One, which gives you from 100 GB to 30 terabytes, and which can be used by family member also. If I taken that subscription, I can allot that storage space to my family member also. So this is the way Google upgrading their apps. What next? Now don't say me that you can upload this data, your data on cloud this way. So it should be a logic. You can't upload with the help of Tati, which there should be some logic. Okay. So another, whenever there is something survey based, we take the feedback. We take feedback from participant. So in the early days, we take the paper form, but nowadays it is changed. We have taken from the online form, right? So what are they? With the help of Google Form, you can do unlimited survey, unlimited respondents, and survey are automatically collected in Google spreadsheet. Lot of themes or options are there. You can add collaborators, and definitely it is 100% free. My dear friends, you can ask such type of question in the Google Form. Short answer, paragraph, multiple choice, check boxes, drop down, file upload. My dear friends, there are add-on. You can restrict 100 users to give the feedback. You can restrict 500 users. Even suppose after this session, if your users want certificates, so at the time of registration, you can add your certificates add-on. So automatically the details will be incorporated in that. They imported the data and it will export the certificates to you. So there are some add-on features available from the Google Form. The another option from the Google, that is Google Books. The books which are out of copyright, they have digitized, scan it, and available for us. You can go, just download, use it. There are copyright book also, but they only give review. 1 chapter, 2 chapter, you can only review. You can't download the whole book. And it is very smart. It is very easy to use, easy to access. No extra weight. Mark it up. You'll have this book forever. The search features is there, and you can become a book smart. The next, Google Scholar. What is that? search across many disciplines. What it contains: books, abstracts, and core opinion with articles. Where academic publishers, online repositories, universities, and other websites. Okay, so this is Google Scholar. I had created my account on the Google Scholar. My dear friend, you are from the teaching domain. So Google Scholar will help you to create your H index also. So 1 or 2 hours can be used to only explain Google Scholar. So many features are there. So before going ahead, there is a small jokes to you. On last Guru Purnima, I take the blessings from the Google. In this digital age, Guru Purnima, thank you for everything I search and you give me unconditional sea of information. That is the magic of Google. The next one is our MHRD, innovative tools and open access. I will just highlight some of them. From MHRD, I will highlight Shodh Ganga. 2,32,642 full text theses are available. 6,450 synopses are available. 397 universities are contributing. So Shodh Ganga is very useful for the researcher if they are in the doing research for creating the literature of review. It is one of the good resource. Not for the only researcher, even teachers can go in a specific discipline and search the that thesis for their research purpose. Next tool, NDL. In COVID-19, NDL play an important role. They are giving access to all the citizens of India to access the resources. And it carries born digital, it carries digital surrogate, it carries digital metadata. Who are they? What are they available in the digital NDL? School books are there, engineering books are there, science study materials are there, then management books are there, law books are there. Who are the users? School, college, professionals, you, me, educational, academics, researcher, lifelong learner. All these are the users of the NDLI. So another innovative tools, World Digital Library. Yes, I am using this for my research purpose. If you want something on an international level, international domain, please use. It was created by the US Library of Congress, and it is very easy to use this. And I also request you, please introduce such type of tools to your library users also. It gives you vast information on a specific domain, on your required domain. The next tool, the last tool of this session is called Open Access. What are the open access? Why it is called as open access? And in COVID period, we should give promotion to the open access. What are they? Free, immediate, research articles, online, availability, reuse rights. If these all things are available, that means it is open access. So what are the components of open access? My dear friend, there are 4 important components. DOAJ, Directory of Open Access Journal, Directory of Open Access Books, Directory of Open Access Repository, and OER. So what is this OER? Open Educational Resources. DOAJ, it will give you a list of journal which is published under open access. So according to your discipline, just go, select it, download the content and use it. Even I am using in my corporate library for my lawyers, such type of innovative resources for them, for their research, for their learning and development. The next one is open access books. Again, one of the important component in open access. Yes, it gives you directory of books which is published in open access, and you can easily go search according to your discipline, download the books and use it. Definitely, I am going to use for my corporate, and they are using very much on this. They are depending such resources. That open access repository.
Dr. Jadhav,
Yes,
I
request
you to summarize in another 10 minutes. Thank you.
That's fine enough. That's fine enough.
Yeah.
Okay, open access repository. These are the listed of repository which is published under open access. It means all the repository which is published under open access, even India had published in this directory. And if I'm not wrong, Bedekar College of Thane, they had repository in open access repository. Okay, this is the way you can search. Now, open education resource material. Why it is called open education resources? Redistribute, share, use, adapt, repurpose. So, what are the types of OER? Open courseware, online module, open textbook, streaming video, open journal, digital tutorial, learning objects. So these are the type of OER. If it is an open education resource, there should be 5 important features: retain, reuse, revise, remix, redistribute. It should be there. Then only it can be termed as an open education resource. This is the platform. Open education resource, search by subject, search by complete course, search by multimedia, search by open access books, and this is the link where you find all the resources of open education resources. I am going to this link. I have downloaded all the education resources which is available for my legal domain, and I am giving access to my users. So to summarize on this, I will just go with this joke. If all thing is on the digital, then there will be a situation like this, that students, the teacher is wanted to distribute the textbook, is saying no textbook, I am strictly web fed. How to conduct webinar, the last part of this session. I am using Zoom and WebEx. It is very much controlled by the host and co-host. Screen sharing, if you are talking about the content, e-content, then you should know how to share, how to conduct webinar. It is easy to record. You can put sessions live on FB and YouTube also. These are the some screenshots. These are the mute, unmute, stop video. The participant list can be seen. This is the chat option. These are the raising the hand for the query. So this is the way I am using Zoom and WebEx for delivering. Not only your work stops here, you have to promote your e-content, you have to promote your virtual talk. So I am promoting my virtual talk with the help of QR code. My e-content I am promoting with the help of QR code. The second option I'm using with the help of my blog. I'm writing blogs. With the help of that I'm promoting. Then third, I'm using my Facebook account to promoting my talks, to promoting my sessions, to promoting my e-contents. Then my website, which is created on the Google site, free of cost. I'm using the same also for promoting. And even I have taken this Pune University IR because I can't take my office IR. Even I'm putting all my lectures, all my PPT on my office IR. So it can be preserved for future use. So see, don't stop here. If I'm a speaker, I should do pre-promotion activities for my talks. And this is my pre-promotion activities. Before one day, I'll put it on the Facebook that I'm preparing for so and so. And this is called post. I had delivered. After deliver, I also post it on different social media platforms. Only to promote, only to get the audience to know what type of contents, what type of knowledge are sharing there. Nothing else. Any questions?
Thank you so much, Dr. Jadhav, for very effective presentation, and actually you shared with us, actually what you are doing. So I think it must be very useful for all the participants. In participant, we have a senior librarians, we have a teachers, and we also have a young librarians. So with these words, once again we thank you. And now,
Hello. Hello.
Seema, can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Myself is Dr. Harvinder Kaur from Hoshiarpur, Punjab.
Yes.
Sir, I want that you should give us PPT of this lecture. This would be very important.
We have already announced.
Can you send it to mail?
No, we have announced that it will be uploaded on MPLA website. Okay, ma'am. Please visit.
Okay.
Seema is here. She is our webmaster. Can you hear Seema?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So please upload the PPTs on MPLA website. So Dr. Prabhat, can you hear us?
Yes. I'm here.
So I think now session is open for question answer. Seema, can you take few questions from chat box?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. First of all, thank you so much, Dr. Manish sir, for giving us very informative presentation. It's a very useful to all of us. Thank you very much, sir. There is a question from Sanmati Jain for you. Is plagiarism similar to copyright? Manish sir?
Jadhav sir, can you remove your sharing, screen sharing? Prahlad sir, can you remove your screen sharing?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, Manish sir, question is for you.
I have already spoken about it. See my last slide. Plagiarism is only in the legal issue. And if you are doing another's work without acknowledging him, it's a problem. But at the same time, copyright is the infringement of the right of licensing. Suppose you have written a book, written an article, but have transferred your copyright to your computer. But your
Dr. Manish, can you put your mobile at some distance? Yeah.
Mobile is not with me. Hello.
Yes.
Yes, Seema, next question.
Next question is from Suresh G. Nair. Which is the Pellegris software that you recommended to small organizations?
Actually, not a matter of all organizations. Plagiarism is as good as it has own data. If they have more subscribed databases,
Dr. Manish, I guess your microphone is also on. Yeah, please go ahead, Dr. Manish.
Hello.
how it is okay?
Yeah.
Get a chance to lecture.
Yeah, Seema, next question.
Yes. Sir. Another question is from a number. There is no any name. Is there any Pellegrism free software or open source?
There are so many free software, even Hyper or
Manish, please be loud. Manish, please be loud.
any of the other, almost 5 to 6 free anti-plagiarism softwares are available. Viper, personally, I to share that Viper is one of the best anti-plagiarism software. Not exactly completely it is free, but it is providing to check your similarity to some extent. But there are some limitations with the free anti-plagiarism softwares, like not go beyond 10 pages, or you cannot beyond 3,000 words, or you cannot check beyond your size also. And at the same time, if your document is having figures, data, table, such content can't be checked through the anti-plagiarism software.
Thank you, Manish. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, sir. No more question in checkbox for
I have a
Manish,
question,
sir.
please. I have a question, please.
Yeah, please introduce yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, this is Lakshman Rao from Hyderabad.
Yes, sir.
I just want to ask Dr. Manish, if there is any way to avoid plagiarism software, but I want to copy, but I want to be away from, catching by software.
Sorry, sir.
What I'm trying to say, I want to copy, but you tell me how do I get out of the software without catching?
Actually, in Turnitin, there was a problem, and in one of the leading institution of this country, there a student has did masters, but he was the UG student of my university, and he used a practice there. He brought entire data into double inverted comma, means under the quote, and he changed the color of the quotes in white color. When it was checked with the LiDAR to exclude quoted material, it gave a similarity index 0%. But now these softwares are coming up with new strategies, new techniques. In Orkun, you see the special characters are showing error message. So if you did kind of activities, so in Orkun you will find that there are some problem in your content.
One more, there are so many Indian resources. If I copy them, I'm sure the Orkun or any Turnit doesn't cover them. So am I safe?